And so welcome everyone. This event is called Girls Just Want to Have Funs. And my name is Linda Evenden. I'm a mum, a coach, a wife. I'm an entrepreneur. And I love that I've been able to create a work from home, work from anywhere business that really allows me to be more of me and create the kind of life that I want around the people that matter the most, which is my family, my husband and our 3 kids. And this event just gets better and better. We've been doing this for nearly 3 years, every single month. And the thing that just lights me up the most is it's real women, real stories, and it's a conversation. It's a conversation around some of the common thoughts about, can I really have a work from anywhere business? I know it exists, but is that something that is really possible for me? And, some of the common thoughts that come up with that, do I get supported? Do I have to be salesy? Do I have to chase after other people? What kind of expectations are going to be on me? And so I love this event because we really are peeling back those layers and being very, very honest about what is involved in a work from home business like ours and what you can expect. And some of I guess we're the before and after. Some of us that are 1 year in and 2 years in, 5 years in, and I'm now 12 years in. So what an honor it is for me to introduce and play with some of these women from around the world. And so I thought that I would kick us off today with just my first passion in the business is, for any business to succeed, we need an incredible product. It can't just be a good product because the market is crowded. How bombarded are we every single day with so many different products, solutions, and benefits? So when you've got a product that people really need, that is available for everyone, that is easily shipped, that is affordable and convenient, and that makes an impact, that actually works, that gets results, that's what you need for a great business. So I want to cover our products first and foremost. So the company is called Juice Plus, and this company that we get to align with, the first thing that I love is that it's mission driven, that it's been around for over 45 years. The company has been alive and running. It's the same CEO and founder and leadership team at the helm, which is pretty rare. I mean, that is many, many decades of really, really solid ethical integrity and values-driven business, which was very important to me. And the success of Juice Plus, the company, has certainly been its hero products, which simply is, and I love the simplicity, it's fruits and veggies and berries and omegas. It's Mother Nature harnessed at her best, picked at the peak of ripeness, grown in the best conditions, over 33 different whole foods, superfoods, as we now like to call them. Things like kale, spinach, parsley, cabbage, acerola cherry, elderberry, bilberry. Do you guys even know what a bilberry is? No, I didn't either. But when you research these incredible superfoods that Mother Nature has provided, that's the magic. What I love about this company is they just harness it to make it convenient, incredibly affordable. I mean, without me kind of preaching at you, we all know how we would feel if we were creating space to ingest, to actually eat 33 extra whole foods every single day into us, into my husband, into our kids. We know what the benefits would be. And as I promised, I want to keep this interactive. Maybe just in the chat now, tell me, what would you expect if you were adding in 3 extra cold pressed juices every single day? And while you guys are telling me about some of the things you would hope to notice when and if you do this, it's hard to sustain though, right? Isn't that our first challenge? I know I love the benefits of juicing. I don't like the process. I don't like the cost, the mess. I'm going to confess here, I've got 3 different juices in my cupboard. I've got the super expensive one, the super duper cold press one, and the fast one that I thought was just going to make it even easier. Why don't I juice every day, guys? Tell me. I'm full of excuses, but they're common. I know that we probably share. It's the cost. It's the time. It is the mess. It's pulling it apart. It's this much produce that comes out into like a little half a glass that does not go between 5 in our family. So that's why when I first heard about Juice Plus, I've got some of them here. If you can see these babies, I love the bright, vibrant colours because that's actually what's really harnessed is Mother Nature's vibrancy, the very best of. I also love that on our label, we have exactly what's in it. You just get to see. We're not hiding anything. It's up front what is in Juice Plus. And we can even claim, because this company is so dedicated to research. If you're a research geek like me, I did science at uni, and research really matters to me. Just show of hands in the gallery view, there's 60 of us on, there's usually about 5 of us geek freaks that love the science. There's 38 published peer-reviewed medical journals showing the proof of what Juice Plus does in the body, which is 4 times more antioxidants just in 28 days, 4 times less free radicals. What does this mean? Better skin for me. It means more energy and vitality. It means a stronger immune function. The list goes on and on, okay? So just like what you've been saying, if you look in the comments, more energy, better digestion, better skin, you know, losing that toxic fat, losing the cravings, mental clarity. And these are the things that we do indeed notice. And we're going to bring some of the benefits to life in our stories. But basically, we pick all of these incredible whole foods at the peak of ripeness, and they simply remove the water. And what that means is you're getting the very best of the juice with the water taken out. So now we've got this grab and go version that lasts. It's still living, it's still raw, it's still absolute maximum nutrient dense, but now it's super convenient because I just get to open this up, and even though they look like pills, they sound like pills. I want to just rock your world here for a second. See this little, we call it our veggie crack, our magic beans. When I open this up, it's got very funky greens powder, and it smells how you would expect, right? If you guys ever tasted some of these, it's pretty funky because it works. It's so dense and it's so cleansing. So it's not a pill. It's not synthetic. It's not a vitamin. In here, we've harnessed 11 different greens, and the list goes on with these. So this is the other thing I love about this company and these products. It's the dedication to education. This isn't a quick fix. It's not a Band-Aid. It's not like, here's your fruit and veggies in a capsule. Now you don't have to eat well. It couldn't be further. It's the exact opposite. What this company is dedicated to is empowering us franchisees to help others go on a health journey. So just by adding in Juice Plus, we see those cravings reduce. We see people pooping better, sleeping better, drinking more water. All of those effects that you guys came up with, they're the benefits that we notice. And their dedication to family health, especially kids, as I bring out they're always empty, my packets of Chewies, because they're delicious. Basically, they take these incredible concentrated fruit, veggies, and berry powders. They mix them with tapioca, another just incredibly, safe, low GI natural sugar, and they taste delicious. So now you've got a chewable version. For some adults who just don't want to do capsules or want to open them up and put them in smoothies or water, these are fantastic. Now, this part is almost still, after 12 years, hard to believe and comprehend, but this just still blows my mind because I myself have 3 kids. When I started my Juice Plus journey, first as a customer, I just couldn't believe there was a company out there that does this. For every adult that takes Juice Plus, 1 child gets their Juice Plus absolutely free of charge. Absolutely free of charge. Not just 1 packet or 1 box for 4 months. They continue to receive their Juice Plus for up to 4 years. As long as that adult continues to take theirs, 1 child gets theirs free. This rocked my world back then and got me very curious about who is this company that is dedicated to this. They have the largest observational kids health study in the world, and we notice the same benefits with kids, sometimes even quicker because they're very flexible. We see results very quickly with our kids. So imagine as a mum, when your kids start eating better, they go to the fridge and they're just like randomly picking out cucumbers and eating them raw and running around the house with them. They're the kind of stories that we get. So I love that. Our other product that we have is the omegas. I'm going to talk super quick about this. These are game changers for so many of us, simply because we know the power of really good fats, the essential fatty acids. Many of us are getting these from fish oil supplements, without going into how they extract the oil from fish, how many fish have to die for that reason, and some of the practices. It's not ideal. There's a lot of the heavy metals and toxins that come through that. So I love that the company, true to its vegan nature, they bypass everything to do with animals and they go straight to the plant source. So it's a plant company. So this is a vegan omega. There are so many good things in this, same thing, broad spectrum. And just the results for me personally, it's all about mental health and my own mental clarity with this. So one other product I almost forgot, and probably you can hear my passion on all of them, but I just love the simplicity of this. We take the complex macros, as we call them, and there's so much stuff about this out there. Would you agree? Low carb, high protein, high carb, low protein, just eat fat, just eat carbs, just eat protein. This is called complete because we have created the ideal complete balanced meal with the right ratio. Ratio is pretty important. When it's coming from all plants, again, no dairy, no gluten, no nasties, and you are harnessing things like quinoa, spelt, millet, spirulina, yucca, one of the most incredible anti-inflammatory sources on the planet, that we just don't get around to eating. The company put it all in here and made it taste good. As Christine Drummond calls it, her chocolate silk. This is the chocolate one. There's a vanilla as well. Again, you can just use this as magic nutrition dust. I sprinkle it everywhere. I make the raw balls out of it. I make a grab-and-go smoothie. I blend up some ice. Again, it's so incredible to travel with. And these products we don't just kind of send products and hope and pray that our clients are going to get the results. We know that they do, but we go above and beyond to really meet them where they're at. We've got these eating programs that are full of inspiration and that education that we're also needing. So that really, it's recipes, it's other inspiring stories, and we're really taking our clients on a journey there. But I've got two product stories that I'm going to bring to life really quickly, and I'm going to find, there's Sharon. I'm going to unmute you, honey. Sharon is, there she is. Sharon is a chiropractor. I had the pleasure of meeting Sharon years ago, and she's a master athlete. This woman wins a title pretty much every other week. I love bragging on her because she's way too humble. As a chiropractor, right, and healthcare professional, I'm sure that you just see so many things, Sharon, and you have a healthy skepticism. What was it that got you about the products and your own personal experience as a mama?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Linda. And hi, everyone. I was introduced to the Juice Plus products about 3.5 years ago. So I've been a chiropractor for 22 years, and I've had loads of products come to my centre. And I've actually, I was proud to say I was taking a whole stack of supplements prior to this. So I actually didn't think I needed anything else. So I was skeptical to give them a go. I just thought they would be the same as everything else I'd tried, and nothing really made a difference. I just was hopeful that it was doing something in my body. Because the kids could get them for free, that was actually my deciding factor to get started. I thought, well, if it's going to be good for my kids, I'll grab them. So I started taking the capsules, and within a week, I noticed so many changes that I was surprised. Right? My skin improved. I'd had cracks on the side of my mouth. I had blotches all over my skin. I'd been to a naturopath and spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on disgustingly tasting drops and lotions and potions, and none of it worked. All of that started to clear up within a few days. I woke up with much greater mental clarity. I used to be a coffee and sugar addict. Yes, I was an athlete, and I still am, but I'm embarrassed to share that I also was a closet sugar addict and was constantly, my energy was up and down, up and down. As a health professional, that didn't sit well with me internally, because here I am promoting this message of holistic health and well-being, but behind the doors, I was exhausted. I was having to have a sleep every day for 2 to 3 hours, and I never shared that with anyone because I was embarrassed about that exhaustion. As a mum of 3, I wanted the best health for my kids, but I wasn't a reflection of that behind the scenes. Outwardly I was, but it wasn't real. So when I started to take these products and I noticed incredible changes in my own mental alertness, I was a lot happier because I wasn't so exhausted. I also noticed my bowels started to work normally. I used to take 13 grams of vitamin C just to have a bowel movement every single day. Once I started taking Juice Plus, I could actually go to the toilet every day, and it is an amazing feeling just to know your body's starting to work better. So that's what then led me to look at the research. Why is all these things happening? And then I wanted to recommend it to my patients. So as a chiropractor, I had patients that needed some help. So I was really, really grateful to have something that I could confidently recommend to them to support their health on a whole new level. So 4 years on, my kids, all 3 of them, one of them, her warts disappeared. None of them have been sick in that time. So I love that health insurance and that confidence that every single day we're getting this great nutrition. So really, really pleased.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sharon. I love your story. And now I'm crossing over to Denver. Amanda, I'm unmuting you. I love when we've got people from all over on. Amanda, you're a physical therapist. In Australia, we say physio. Do you know that? Can you say physio?
Physio,
yeah. And same thing. It just you found these products, and as a mum, what did you notice? Because same thing, you have a lot of people come to you with lots of different things. What was your experience with the products?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. So I was introduced to the products 5 years ago, and I actually wasn't skeptical at all. I got the idea right away. I had been a juicer for 5 years already. I had a little bit of postpartum anxiety, depression after my first son was born, and really understood that I needed more whole foods in my body. So green juice, I was one of those green juicers. I was a slopper, mopper, chopper. I would do it at least 3 to 4 times a week. It was hard. And then once I got out of the habit of doing that, I would mix that green powder. Do you guys know the green powder in the water and chug it down? And so I got this. And when someone said fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I knew it made perfect sense for me, for sure. And then, to get my 2 little boys on the product, my husband. So we all came on the product together. The Children's Health Study was amazing. And I would say it was just that seatbelt, that nutritional seatbelt that we all needed, especially, as a mom. It felt so good to get it in my boys every day. And, for the past 5 years, I think our health has just continued to improve. We were already in a pretty good state, but we are a traveling family. We just returned from living in Africa for 3 years. Our immune systems are so much stronger than they were 5 years ago. We rarely get sick. We've been on planes and trains and all kinds of exposure to I don't even know what, and we've maintained our health throughout the entire time. My little boy, who's now 11, he was on nebulizers when we started Juice Plus. So nebulizers, inhalers, ER visits. If you're an asthma mom, you know what that's like. It's scary. That's out of our life. My husband's cold sores have disappeared, which is another just great bonus of adding with all this nutrition. So, we'll never go a day without it, and I'm so glad someone introduced it to us.
I love that. I still discover new parts of your story. That is so cool. So here's the thing. I can go on about these products for a long time, but what I do want to get to is how do we get to work with these products and this company? How do we actually get to work from home? Amanda has lived in Uganda, I love that they rhyme, for the past 3 years, as she said. And what was so cool is she started this business before she was an expat in Uganda, and she was able to work an entire global business right from her phone and her sketchy Wi-Fi on the other side of the globe. So your business that story is a perfect example of anywhere, anytime. Yeah. So I'm going to switch gears now, and we're going to talk a bit about the mission behind it. For women we have to feel in alignment. It has to make sense to us. If I'm going to put my heart into something, it's got to make sense to me. If I'm going to tell my girls about it, I'm going to share it with the people that matter the most to me, I want to know that it's solid. So this second half of this event is exploring that. What do you really need to do to create a business like this? And some of the common objections or myths around working from home as well. So who better than my beautiful friend Kate? The best part of this business is you get to choose who you spend time with. You get to choose who you can really build an empire with. And this girl is one of my very favorite things about what we do. Katie, can you please share with us a little bit about the business model?
I would love to. Hi, everyone. It's so great to be on with you. Yeah, my name is Katie. I'm a mama of 3 and I'm super passionate about the products for so many of the reasons that you've already heard, but particularly this way of doing business. I read something recently that shared that more than 50% of women actually have a second stream of income in addition to their traditional job, or if they're a stay-at-home mama, because it just makes sense right now. We're living in a world where we're spending more time on these things, and if you aren't spending time on it and making money from it, then we're just watching other people's worlds go by. And what I find as well, it's really interesting, is that so many people I speak to have people around them that don't support them. They're working in jobs that don't light them up, that puts money in the bank account, which is great. It gives us some sort of, security. But ultimately, like Linda said, trying to find something that's in alignment with your values and that you're passionate about, with a community of people that are there to raise you up and who have your back. And what I love about this business model, which is very different to trading time for money for most people. I think someone just unmuted. If you're in a job right now, someone has told you what you're worth, when you can go to work, when you can have a holiday. If you've got friends or family who are sick and you want to go home and visit them, your boss is going to dictate if that's allowed to happen. We even had one of our girls who had her leave request for her honeymoon denied because her boss is calling the shots. So I think, we're living in a world now that people are looking for more flexibility, and social media and online, it's such an incredible way to be able to build business and create impact on a global scale if that's what you want. Whether you are in your early 20s and on Instagram all the time, or you haven't even seen what social media can do, it's a learnable skill. That's the great thing. You don't have to know it all or have a huge network of people. But I think the beautiful thing about it is, in this business model, everyone starts at the very beginning. It doesn't matter if you have a health background, doesn't matter if you're a social media guru or anything like that. Everyone starts from the start, but we're there to guide and mentor you and show you what success can be possible. And for some people, a few $100 extra a month and being a part of an amazing community is a game changer. Others are looking to create a part-time or surpass a full-time income, and all of those things and a whole lot more are possible with this business model. So I love it because the only way we get paid is by helping people get healthier, or helping people create lifestyle freedom and say yes to their dreams. And we have some beautiful ladies on the line today who are going to share their stories. And I love that this business model it works for anyone, any background, any passion, as long as you've got a dream of something more in your life and want to be around amazing people to support and guide you. So I'm going to pass over to the beautiful Jess to start with. Jess has actually she just promoted or reached the top position in our company, and she's the youngest person in Australia and New Zealand to actually achieve that, which I think is phenomenal. If I had known what she knows at her age, oh my gosh, the world is the limit. I'm so excited for her. So Jess, thanks for jumping on, hun.
You are so beautiful. Thank you so much for having me, guys. So my name's Jess. I've been a part of this business for 2.5 years now, and so a little bit about my story. When I was 18, I went through some life-changing events. I was so young, but they really shaped me to be the person I am today. And so it actually, they made me move away from my family. I had to get out. I had to really find myself again. And so I decided to move 6 hours away from my family, from everything I knew, from, everyone here that I knew that I was so comfortable with, in order to find myself. And imagine moving away at 18 years old, not knowing anyone, and I felt so lost. I had no sense of connection. I had no sense of purpose, and yeah, it was sad. And I came across the Juice Plus business about a year after I'd moved to Sydney, and it just came at the right time for me. I was longing for that connection. I was longing for friends, people that I could call my home. Like literally, you find people that you can call home, and I was just longing for that. And it really helped me to find myself again. At a time I was so lost, it really helped me to find myself again. But something massive happened in my life about a year and a half into this business, and I was actually traveling overseas, and I was working a full-time job the same time that I was doing this business, and I loved both. I was so valued at that full-time job. It was in corporate. I was earning an above average income. You know, my boss loved me, and yeah, I felt like I found that forever job. But I was traveling overseas, and I got a call letting me know that my auntie had passed away. And in the background, I could hear my mum just tears, crying, sobbing, and my heart split in two. And I know that there's so many women on this line that can agree with me that their mums are their best friends. And so to hear that, being on the other side of the world, it sucked. It really sucked. And my first thought was to just go back home and to be there and mourn with my family. And I called my boss at that full-time job that I loved so much, where I was so valued, and I let them know of my situation, and I told them that I wouldn't be able to come back to work as soon as I thought. And I got a totally different response to what I expected. And my boss on the other line said to me, "I'm sorry, Jess, you don't have enough annual leave to go back home, and so it makes it impossible for you to take more time off." And it was really in that moment that I realized family, I knew it all the time. I knew it all along. Family was my highest value, but if my boss couldn't respect that, then I at least had to make a stand and respect my values. And so at 20 years old, 21 years old, I quit my full-time job. I went back home. I spent as long as I needed to. I spent 5 months with my family, and I realized then that was where I needed to be. And I knew that I'd grown so much since I was 18 that I could move back home and be with my family and watch my nieces and nephews grow up and be with my mum and hold my mum's hand when she needed me to. So last year in August, this business actually allowed me to move back home to be with my family, to be with my childhood sweetheart. And I'm so grateful. It's given me so many beautiful opportunities, but the biggest one it's given me is just be able to be there for my family and give back to my parents like they've, given me my whole life. So I am really so grateful for it. I could go on and on, but I know that we're on a time schedule. So I really am so grateful that I got the opportunity to share with you guys.
Amazing, honey. Thank you so much for sharing. And to see you at such a young age literally owning your own life, that if you wanted to or needed to pick up or just travel or whatever it might be, but doing those things that really count. And I think there's so much courage in you just to go, no, this is what's important. And I love that. So thank you so much for sharing. We are going to hear from another amazing lady on the line now. And what I love is that, Jess doesn't have a background in health. She loves helping people and she's got big dreams and ambition. But then we also have health professionals that love the business side of things of what we do, because it makes sense to be able to help other clients, as well as sometimes being in four walls can be challenging when you're trading time for money or only being able to see clients within those four walls. So we're going to head across to the lovely Suzanne, and she's going to share her story of why she is so attracted to this business and how I get to help people too.
Thank you so much, Kate. I really appreciate that intro. And hello, everyone. My name is Suzanne Saidi Phillips, and I'm really honored to be able to share my story today. And I've been a practicing dentist, and most importantly, a mom. And I've been a practicing dentist as well for 28 years, and a mom for our oldest daughter is 23. So it's definitely been a journey. And I love my profession. I went into dentistry because of being able to help people smile, and what I thought it was in the beginning was smiling, creating a beautiful smile. But I really found that I really love to really touch people at a deeper level, and having them be able to smile from the inside out was my true passion. And yet after a while, basically I live in California, Northern California, and I'm right now vacationing in Southern California. But basically I went into dentistry because, I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be my own boss, and I also wanted time and financial freedom. So freedom, basically. But what happens when you go into a profession like dentistry, at least in California, is you have to, in order to have those two things, you can have a corporate job, which is fine. Yet in order to meet those needs, to be my own boss and to have that independence and that freedom, I needed to establish my own practice. That meant taking out a very large loan. That meant, having a lot of employees that depended on me. And that also meant, running a practice constantly. So my work hours weren't just 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. They were, before office hours started and after office hours ended, and also on the weekends and emergencies and things like that. So, it just wasn't working. I mean, I never had, as Kate was saying earlier, it's like, I was my own boss, but it's like if I had two hats on, my boss voice was telling me that I couldn't take those vacations and I couldn't take my family and my kids on trips, especially on spring break where all their friends were. So that wasn't, that didn't make me happy, and that wasn't working. And it took me a long time to discover that, it's not sustainable. That lifestyle is not sustainable. And what I love now is that it's actually ironic and really appropriate that I share with you all that I just retired into my Juice Plus business, meaning that this past week was my last week at my office. And it doesn't mean that I'm never going to practice dentistry again, because that's definitely not the case. However, I am doing this full time. I'm on spring break with my wonderful friend and her daughters, and my youngest daughter, who's about to go to college, university in the fall. And I want to tell you that it's a Sunday night here, and I've never had a Sunday night where I didn't just start to get that, that feeling in your stomach where you have to go to work the next day. Well, I don't have that feeling in my stomach, and I want to tell you that I just love that. I love being able to travel with my daughters and with my family. I love being able to, walk the dog. I love being able to, just have that no stress attitude, and just being able to really, help people and just fuel them in terms of that positive, creating that positive energy. And, I love that feeling of 100% enjoyment and fun. Like that's my happy place. And I know that I serve on a much higher level when I'm in that happy place. And so I just want to ask you guys, like, how great is that to wake up every morning and to have that feeling that you're changing lives? And like, I couldn't think of a better profession. And, the thing is that what I love about this company is that it's meeting all my needs that I got from my profession as being a dentist. And I get to teach people. There's no pressure. I get to reassure women that they can do this too. We can learn and grow together. We can have fun together. And I love this global community. I mean, look at all of this of us on the line. I want to share with you that this is like my passion. I love being able to share with you. And I want you to know that if someone like me can get out of my own head and into my heart, then you can too. So thank you for letting me share.
Amazing. Wow. Congratulations. I'm one big goosebump. I remember meeting you for the first time at one of my first international conferences, and to see what you've created in that time. I'm so happy for you. And just to follow on what you said, it's so true. Anyone can do this. It's just about having that dream and desire for creating success, whatever that might look. So I'm going to pass back to the beautiful Linda. Without her, none of us would be on this line, and she's going to finish up with us.
Thank you, Katie. I'm beaming for you too, Suzanne. I love that we've been able to grow up together in this business as well. And the one thing that I want to touch on is my fear was I don't know a lot of people. When I first started, we had 3 kids under 3.5. We had lost so much in the global financial crisis. We moved out of Las Vegas. We had to start again. It felt like life was snakes and ladders. We would win 2 and then we would lose 1. And we were definitely on that merry-go-round. My fear was I don't know a lot of people, and I can't even get my act together on some days. How could I do a business? And so that was the thing, that once I saw that this was a business that works around when I want to work, and that the flexibility that I have around my kids. And here was the great question that my friend asked me. Do you know one or two other women just like you, Linda? And that just opened up all the possibility for me, because I knew a lot of women like me who were saying no to so many things. We could only afford gymnastics once a week, but the kids loved it. They wanted to do it 2 or 3 times. They wanted to do horse riding lessons. I had stopped saying yes to so many things, and I knew a lot of women that were in that place. And so we just start there. 2, invite 2, invite 2, invite 2, and pretty soon there was 30 people in my team, and yet I only knew 2 to begin with. And so we teach you everything that you need to know. I'm going to wrap up here with our 3 team mantras, because they're really dear to my heart, and it's all about culture. It's all about culture and connection. When you're in a community of women that globally that have your back, that are here to raise you up, that are here to reward and recognize your efforts, to help you go at your own pace, to set you up to win without expectations, this is where women thrive. And so once I understood that truth, that this was like being my own CEO without all the pressure. The company ship everything. They take care of all of the paperwork, all the things that had bogged me down and drowned me, frankly, in our other traditional businesses. I could just be out the front taking care of people, saying, what if? Come on along. I'd love you to take a look at this. And so this is a business of invitation and taking care of people. And so the 3 team mantras were all finished. The first is, you're a blessing in our team, in our community, our tribe, whether you do a little or a lot. We're never going to call you to say, hey, you need to do something. It's always your own business for you. We do it with you. Number 2 is, you always go at your own pace. Some people have 3 to 4 hours every day spare, the nooks and crannies of the day that they get to invest in building their business. Some, it is literally these little stolen grabs and moments over the week. And then we've got some people who have big vision that they want to replace an income in just a year or so. And we've got many of us who an extra $300, $400, $500 a month makes all the difference, and a safe place to grow. The 3rd mantra is, you're acceptable as you are, right where you are, who you are. It doesn't matter your skill set, age, how many kids or no kids, Instagram, Facebook, or if you've never touched social media, and even getting on Zoom was a challenge for you. We meet you where you're at. We show you every step of the way as you need to know it. And so here's my question to you. What if? What if this is the one thing that's actually going to work? What if this actually works? And if we are the ones who can show you how to really create the life by design, those heart's desires of what you want more of and what you want less of in your life, I invite you to come and have even more questions answered by whoever the courageous and loving soul who asked you to take a look at this with them. And let's get your questions answered, because the abundance of gifts that it's given me in 12 years, our family, the many thousands of new customers we get to welcome every month, it's always a team effort. And so I leave you with that. What if this actually works, and this could be the one thing for you? So thanks, everyone. Thank you for the beautiful stories today. I always love hearing just the transformations through the product and the business. Thanks, everyone. Bye.